Hello everyone, myself Dr. Love K. Kataria and I welcome you all. So today we'll be discussing point number stomach 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Okay, so let's start with stomach 8. So stomach 8 is known as 2V in Chinese, meaning head corner. So let's have a location first. So as the name signifies the head corner, so it's in the corner of the head. So how to locate it? So you have to go 0.5 chun up towards the midline. From the midline you have to go from the hairline 0.5 chun up, and this is the point GB24. So from here you have to draw a horizontal line like this. Now from the side of the hairline you have to go 0.5 chun behind, and then you go vertically upwards. So it will be fall where both these two lines crosses. That is the point of stomach 8. The other ways to locate is there is a temporalis muscle. So if you ask the patient to clench, so you'll feel you will have the border of the temporalis muscle, and you go 0.5 chun in above the hairline. So that there will be, this is the point of stomach 8. So this is a very important meeting point of stomach, gallbladder and yang linking vessel. So let's have a look. That stomach channel covers the forehead part, the gallbladder channel covers the temporal part, and the yang linking, which is one of the 8 extraordinary vessels, okay, which links all the yang vessels in the body. So basically it covers the vertex part. So as we can see, it is covering the whole head. So the main indications you can see, it treats the headache and dizziness due to any reason, but it can also treat if it is due to dampness and phlegm. The other indication is it can treat the eye disorders. So eye disorders can be either due to internal reasons or the external reasons, and the symptoms like pain or the twitching of eyelids or the excess of lacrimation, whatever is the cause, you can use this point. But primarily this point is used for headaches, any kind of headaches. Now let's quickly move to very important point, stomach 9, known as the Ren Ying in Chinese. So let's have a look at the location first. So in order to locate, you ask the patient to just lie down in a supine position, and then you ask the patient, you feel the laryngeal prominence. Okay, I hope it's clear. So from the laryngeal prominence, you go 1.5 chun laterally, and you feel the depression, and you fall in the depression with sternocleidomastoid muscle. So this muscle connects the mastoid process from in the skull where the GB20 point is there, and in the other end it connects with the sternum and the clavicle, hence the name sternocleidomastoid. It's a very important muscle of the neck. Now this point lies between the thyroid cartilage and the carotid artery, which lies just near to the sternocleidomastoid muscle. Okay, so in order to locate it, you just need to go 1.5 chun laterally and feel the pulsation of the carotid artery. Try to just go laterally and push it, and then put the needle in. So the caution you have to maintain is it's a very important artery in the body, directly coming from the heart. So you have to take great care. You should only and only do needling if you are trained enough. Otherwise, don't needle. It's a risky point. You can put magnets or methi dana, something like that. So, and the meaning of the name is man's welcome. So why the name? So what's the name? What's the welcome? So you can feel the pulsation over here. This is such an important artery. Sometimes in a very weak patient, you won't feel the radial pulse. So you need to. So the doctors check at this carotid artery at this level. Okay, so because you can come to know whether the person is alive or not, the heart is pumping or not through this level. Hence the name man's welcome, whether the man is alive or dead. So as you can see, this point lies in the neck, and it is one of the window of the heaven point. Now let's understand what is this window of heaven point. So the function of these points is there is a group of points. Okay, it's not the only point, it's a group of points, and we'll be covering them later. So this is one of so the function is they maintain the harmony of the flow of the chi between head and the body. As you can see, neck is the connecting link between the head and the body, the rest of the body, and hence it is also known as the point of C of chi, because it is regulating that chi from the body to head or head to the body. So any kind of imbalance between the body and the head in terms of chi, it is indicated. So let's see, it's the first indication is any indication due to rebellious chi. So the chi should go down if it start moving up in excess. So if it goes to the head, it will give rise to headache and dizziness. So if it stagnates in the neck, it will give rise to goiter and scrofula. Okay, some symptoms like that if the chi is getting stagnated. So if the chi, rebellious chi, is there in the middle or the upper burner, so if it's in the middle burner in the stomach, so it will lead to vomiting, and if it's in the chest, it will lead to wheezing and the asthma. So whatever is the cause, if it is due to rebellious chi, this is the point to choose. Okay. The other cause is what rebellious chi causes is it can cause sudden acute pain. Now, so it is also indicated to be used in acute lumbar sprain or severe pain in any part of the body, and it also has a very strong action in reducing the hypertension if it is due to rebellious chi. So hypertension has number of causes, but if the cause is the rebellious chi, this point can be chosen. And from these last 3 points, you can understand that let's understand why how this point is indicated, or how this point is functioning on these indications. So because it is located near to the carotid artery, and carotid artery is a very, very important and a big artery in the body. So if you are needling near the carotid artery or any artery, so that will improve or balance the chi in the arteries all over the body. So with that principle, if we keep in mind, so the pain is always due to chi stagnation. So the blood improves and the chi and the pain will go. And similarly, the hypertension is again the problem of the blood vessel. So we are treating blood vessels, so we are treating hypertension. So that is the explanation for this. And then it is also a very, very important point for the treatment of any disease of the parathyroid gland. So parathyroid gland is also situated in neck near the thyroid gland. So it's a very important point to treat it. So let's see now point number 10. So point 10 and 11, they all have similar functions and indications. So let's go with the stomach 10 first. So stomach 10 is known as Shuitu, and it's known as, its meaning is water splash. Because it's known as water splash because the pulsation of carotid artery which you feel at stomach 9 and stomach 10, the pulsation here feels like a water splash. The feeling is of that of a water splash, hence the name. The other reason is when you swallow the liquid, this point protrudes out. So let's see the location of stomach 10. So stomach 9 we have already seen. So this stomach 10 is a midpoint between stomach 9 and stomach 11. So how to locate stomach 11 first? So in order to locate stomach 11, you have to go to the sternocleidomastoid muscles, where it joins with the sternum and clavicular part, okay, clavicular bone. So you have to just have to ask the patient to look in the opposite direction of where you are locating the point. If it's right, you have to look at the left. So in that case, this is the point where the point is located, stomach 11. Now the stomach 10 is located between point 11 and point 9, somewhere between here at the anterior border of the sternocleidomastoid muscle. Again, you have to take all the precautions because carotid artery pass through this region and it's a risky point. So without proper practical experience, don't go ahead. So as the indications are similar to what we saw in stomach 9, but the only different, the very, very important role is that it's an important point for thyroid gland. Otherwise, as a local point you can use. Now let's quickly see stomach 11. Now stomach 11 is known as Qi Shi, which is known as abode of Qi, because trachea pass through here, all the wind, all the air pass through here, so hence the name. Okay, lot of Qi passes through this point. I've already discussed with the location. Now the indications are very similar to what we saw in stomach 9 and stomach 10. So nothing special. The only important point is that it treats the problems of the thymus gland. So those children below the age of 14 who have some issues with the thymus gland, you can be very specific with this point in order to treat the thymus gland. Now let's see stomach 12. Now stomach 12 is known as Qi Pen, and it's known as empty basin. Why it's known as empty basin? Because the supraclavicular, this is a clavicle bone, and the supraclavicular area, now that resembles like an empty basin, and hence the name. Now you can clearly see how to locate this point. Just go to the middle point of the clavicular bone, and that is the point above the clavicle bone. So this is a very important point because it's the meeting point of stomach, gallbladder, triple wormer, large intestine and small intestine, except bladder channel. That is, all the yang channels of the body are meeting at this point, except bladder channel. But it also affects the bladder channel. How? Because the bladder primary channel does not pass through there, but bladder sinew channel goes through the supraclavicular fossa, and hence it is able to affect all the yang channels of the body. And because it can affect all the yang channels, it has a very powerful point to treat the mind. Okay, and if especially in those cases where mind is affected due to any kind of stomach disharmony, leading to symptoms like anxiety, nervousness and insomnia. Again, the principal function is somewhat similar to what we saw earlier, that it descends the rebellious Qi whether of lung or stomach, and as a local point you can use this point for the supraclavicular pain, or if the shoulder pain is radiating to the neck. Thank you.